Alright, here we are with part 3, the third and final review of the Canadian macros. And this one's special. I saved it for last for a reason, because it's a fucking ice beer. That's right, guys. Molson Ice. Yeah. I may have had one of these in the past. May have. I think I mentioned it in part 1 there. That's from Labatt. I used to hang out at a buddy's house, and his neighbors in those apartments, they were cool people, but they drank Molson. And I remember vividly, because everyone was like, why are you drinking that shit? And they're like, oh, because I believe the reason was the higher ABV for a lower price. I'm not sure. I really don't remember too well, but I think through them I may have had 1 or 2 of these, and we're talking back like 2003, 2004. So, I mean, it's fair to say I'm not familiar with this beer. I've never really drank Molson or Labatt or any of these beers on purpose, but we're drinking Molson Ice. Now, before we get to this beer, hold on. Because it's the whole ice beer thing, and I'll get to that in a second, but real quick, Beer Advocate, Molson Ice, 152 reviews, C-. Amazingly, the bros, again, the guys who run Beer Advocate, they drank it, they rated it, they give it a C+. Ooh, that much better. Molson Ice from Molson Breweries of Canada, Molson Coors, categorized as an American adjunct lager. Of course, it's an ice beer, and it is 5.60 alcohol by volume. Just to double check, I saw it on here. Yep, 5.6 ABV. Alright, now, this is an ice beer. A lot of my viewers already know my experiences with ice beers. Towards the end of last year, 2009, I did a foul beer review of Milwaukee's Best Ice, also known as Beast Ice. And now, in the latter part of 2010, I just wrapped up a 3-part series that I call the 24-ounce ice beer trilogy: Bud Ice, Game Day Ice, and Ice House. I said I was done with ice beers, and yet here I am with Molson Ice. Well, what the hell? I did Beast Ice, Bud Ice, Game Day Ice, Ice House. Let me do an ice beer from Canada, because that's what it comes down to. So one more time to break down the knowledge on an ice beer. Ice beer is real simple. You take your regular shitty lager that all these macro, Budweiser, Molson companies brew, right? You take it, you brew it. When the brewing's almost done, you freeze it. Not till it's rock solid. Just freeze it enough so that it gets a frozen skim on the top on the surface of the liquid. Remove that skim. Remember, alcohol does not freeze. So that whole skim that you removed had no alcohol in it. It was just liquid. So now you have less volume, but you have removed no alcohol. Back in the day, all this ice brewing stuff was a big deal because it would give you like a 0.5% boost in alcohol by volume. Nowadays, when you got 12% high gravity lagers and all that malt liquor swill, who gives a shit about ice brewing? But they still do it because people still drink it. And that's that. That's the history on ice beers. That's, Jesus, I'm done. Just get right to it. I drank all those ice beers that I mentioned. I drank all of them out of here. I'm not going to stop the tradition now. This is my sacrificial mug. This is a piece of shit ice beer, and it does have a really cool cap with a maple leaf on there. It's like a wet, sweaty maple leaf. It's a red leaf on a black background. I like that cap. I'm going to save it. There should be another twist off. Indeed it is. And off we go. I don't want to run too long, so I'm trying to condense all that knowledge and all that background. I hope I'm not overdoing it for y'all. But whatever. Alright. What the hell? I'm drinking Molson Ice. Cut me some slack, would you? Alright. So, once again, another crystal clear, carbonated, light golden straw colored piss beer. This doesn't look any better than Molson Golden or the Labatt Blue. It's crystal clear. It's a very light beer color. A lot of carbonation. Really fizzy head. Alright. Smells like an ice beer. It smells like corn. It smells like a little bit of that alcohol sweetness you get in there. No real hops to speak of. No real malt to speak of. Just shitty beer smell. Lager yeast, corn, alcohol. Yeah. For an ice beer, and you already know, I know about my ice beers. For an ice beer, this doesn't taste bad at all. And this probably has more flavor than the Molson Canadian and the Labatt Blue. That might have to do with the higher alcohol level and that little bit of sweetness that the alcohol will give you. But sadly, if I had to pick one beer, and this is lawnmower beer, this is, long day after work, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I need refreshment kind of beer, right? But if I had to pick one of these three beers, I will pick Molson Ice. It has, I would venture to say it has a little less carbonation and a little bit more body than the other two, Labatt Blue and Molson Canadian. And it has a little more flavor. Even if that flavor is coming from the alcohol sweetness, it still has more to it than the other watery, pissy, nasty fucking beers. So, I mean, you still get that nasty corn adjunct flavor. But compared to ice beers and higher ABV beers, this is not offensive. This is not offensive at all. Matter of fact, out of the previously mentioned 4 American ice beers I've had, this may just be the best one out of the 4, as far as being inoffensive and easy to drink. So, I mean, on that note, I'll just, considering everything and the other ice beers and the other 2 Canadian lagers I had, macro lagers, adjunct lagers I had, Molson Ice, I'll give this a glass half empty. It's not good, but it could be a whole lot worse. It really could. Hey. And this is just another beer that I'm going to finish because I paid for it, but not really because I want to, and I'll leave it at that. Alright, I'm out of here. The beers of Canada, Canada's macro adjunct lagers. Molson Canadian, garbage, glass empty. Labatt Blue, garbage, glass empty. Molson Ice, all things considered, not that bad, glass half empty. And with that, I bid you a fond adieu. To all my viewers, thanks for watching and putting up with this kind of long and stretchy Canadian beer review. To all my Canadians, thanks for watching and thanks for understanding. And to everybody else, cheers. Take care, guys. See you on the next one.